What is up, everyone? Today is Tuesday, which means that's time for another live Q&A. As always, I'm your host, Paul J. Lipsky, here to answer any questions you guys might have about dropshipping onto different marketplaces like eBay, like Facebook, like TikTok Shop. So we're going to dive into those questions that you guys have in the live chat in just a few moments. But before I do that, there are some big announcements that I want to make for you all today. So we're going to get to those in just a minute. I just want to give a minute for everyone to arrive in the into the live stream, and then we can get in and I can start to talk about some of the big announcements that I have that I think is going to be of interest to a lot of you. So I already see a bunch of you in the chat here. A lot of you are tuning in live, which is awesome to hear. So let's just jump into the big news, and then I will go ahead and begin to answer some of those questions like I do every single week for all of you. All right, so let me go ahead and share my screen here. So like I said, we do have some big news for you here today. And there is some good news and there is some bad news that I want to share with you. So I thought, just to kind of alleviate the blow a little bit, we'll get into the good news here first. So the good news is that I am hosting a free training all about TikTok Shop dropshipping. So inside this training, I'm going to reveal to you all why this is one of the most incredible opportunities I have ever seen in the world of e-commerce, probably the biggest opportunity in dropshipping that I've seen this entire decade. And I'll show you how you can get started with TikTok drop shipping. So I've already made a couple of videos about this, and the response to that has been overwhelming. So many of you want to learn more about TikTok Shop, and I'm not surprised by that because it is just incredible the results that people are getting with it. And now is an amazing time to get into it because it's still brand new. So rather than trying to put everything into a YouTube video, it doesn't really work on YouTube. I thought it would make a lot more sense to do this live training for all of you that shows you exactly how you can get started with TikTok Shop dropshipping. Now, if you want to register for that, the link is in the description down below. Now, I'm actually hosting two trainings. The first one is actually going to be for members of my courses. So if you're already a member of one of my dropshipping courses, you're going to be able to watch that training ahead of time before anyone else. So check your email. I emailed you about it. You can also look in the Facebook group because there's a link to it in there. That is the early bird free training that you can check out. But for everyone else, I'm not going to leave you guys hanging either. I have a second training I'm going to do later next week that will go over a lot of the same stuff as well. So you can register for that one in the description of this video down below. Now, in addition to talking about TikTok Shop dropshipping, I'm also going to be talking during that training about my new dropshipping system. And what this system basically is, it's similar to what I've always talked about here on this channel. But what I've noticed is that the world of dropshipping and the world of e-commerce is always changing, and we need to adapt as we go through all of this. And as new opportunities come up, you want to adapt. You want to be able to jump on these new fantastic opportunities like TikTok Shop. So this new system I'm developing is one that can be applied to universally to any e-commerce system. And that may not make sense right now, but it will make a lot more sense during the training. So definitely register for it. Make sure to come. Make sure to get your email in there because it is limited in the number of spots just because of the software I'm using. So do make sure you register early so that you get one of those spots. I'm really excited for this training. I've been really excited to talk about TikTok Shop dropshipping because it is such a big opportunity. The way I'm describing it to people is we are not just selling products. Our products are literally going viral. This is something we've never seen on any other marketplace or any other place out there. Products are literally going viral. And when they go viral, that means the sales for us are going viral. It is just insane to see what is happening on TikTok Shop. And that's why I'm just really, really excited for this training that I'm going to be hosting next week. Now, like I said, I'm going to be teaching you about TikTok Shop and how it applies to this overall broader dropshipping system that I'm putting together. Now, one of the things about that system, though, and one of the things about this training is that I plan to devote a lot more time to this. And because of that, I have some bad news. For the first time in 6 years, I am going to end the weekly live Q&As that I do here on YouTube. I've been doing these pretty much consistently for 6 years. I've taken a week off here and there for various reasons. But now that it's been 6 years, I think it is time for a new chapter. So the weekly regular live Q&As are not going to happen anymore after 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today will be the last regularly scheduled live Q&A. I may do some other ones occasionally in the future, but I'm not going to do them every single week like I have been for the past 6 years. Now, I can't get into the specifics yet, but part of the reason I'm doing this is because some of the new things with TikTok Shop and some of the new things with my course, Dropshipping Titans, they're just going to require a lot more time. And I'm going to talk about that and what those things are during the training next week. So make sure that you register. It is going to be worth your time, I promise you. And you'll learn more about why I've decided to make this honestly really hard decision, because I've been hanging out with you guys every week for 6 years, and it has been one of the highlights of my week. But I'm seeing how much time I need to devote to build the system that I want to build out for you guys. And I'm not going to be able to do that if I continue these weekly Q&As. There's going to be something much better coming. So I want you guys to know it's going to be worth it. I know this is somewhat of a bummer because some of you guys come here every single week, but what I'm building out, what you're going to see, I really believe that you're going to see that it is going to be worth it. And at the very least, come check it out. I'll be talking about it during the training. Come to it, learn about what I'm building out, because I think this is absolutely going to blow your mind. The people I've shown it to already, when I told them about it, their jaws literally dropped. They were super excited by it, and I think you're going to be excited by it as well. So this will be worth it. It will be some changes for us, but I think it will totally be worth it. Okay, so let me jump now into the Q&A because we only got a few more of these left. So I want to make sure that I give you guys as much time with me answering your questions as possible. Again, if you want to register for that, the link is in the description down below for that training. All right, Frankie has a good question. Do you turn on best offers for your eBay listings? No, Frankie, I don't use best offers. So best offers is a way that you can generate more interest in your products and sales on eBay. So basically the way it works is, let's say you have an item that's listed for $45. But let's say you could sell it for as low as $40 and still make some profit. Well, what you could do is you could turn on best offers. And now customers can reach out to you and say, hey, I know you're selling this for $45. Would you take $40? And you can go back and say, $40 is too low. Would you do it for $43? And then some customers say yes. So after a little bit of haggling, you can make extra sales for that. And you'd be surprised. Like some people, they just like get it in their head, they just want to save that one extra dollar. So for them, they might buy it for like $1 cheaper. And that's a sale you otherwise wouldn't have gotten. So in the beginning, I do think it's a good idea to use best offers. But once you start building up your store, it does become time consuming. So for me, where I'm at, it doesn't make sense for me to have best offers on my items. I just list them for the price I'm comfortable with, and that's it. Michael says, what are you going to do when TikTok gets banned? So I've been looking at this very closely, what's happening with TikTok Shop. With TikTok. I'm honestly not worried that TikTok is actually going to get banned. I can't say for sure, of course, but the way I look at it is I think is highly unlikely that it will actually fully pass and that TikTok will get shut down here in the United States completely. Because even if it does pass, I think it will get bought up. So if you don't know, there's a a bill going through Congress, and what they're trying to do is say that TikTok can't operate in the Google and Apple App Store unless it's owned by a US company. So I think it's highly unlikely it's going to pass. And if it does pass, I think it's very likely that someone in the United States will buy it up, so it will continue to operate. So I'm really not that worried about it. But even if that does happen, we have contingencies in place for that. So that is something I'm going to talk about during the training. Again, I can't really talk about it too much right now yet, but we do have contingencies built in for that that I think you're going to find really interesting. So I'll talk about that during the training next week. All right. Lego My Ego says, did you ever change your eBay name every so often so others using Zeek? I don't worry about that, honestly. I see what you're saying, but I don't worry about that. Even if I change my name, there's still ways that people can save your account. They can still find it. So honestly, that's not something that concerns me at all. I've never changed my eBay name. What's up, Increased Knowledge? What's up, Zane? What's up, JR? What? Yo, how much you recommend you mark up? I'm not following you. Maybe you're asking how much you mark up items that you sell on eBay. Is that what you're asking? So for that, you want to use like an eBay fee calculator. But if that's not your question, just let me know. All right. Increased Knowledge says, which Zeek subscription is the best? I'm a bit confused with Pro, Plus, or Enterprise. Which one should I do? Yeah, so Zeek is the software that we use to do product research, to find items to sell on eBay, Facebook, and other marketplaces as well. And it comes with, there's different subscription levels for it. For the beginning, you can just start out with the cheapest plan. You can actually get a free trial of it, but after that, just go with the cheapest plan to start. If one of the features you want isn't unlocked on that free plan, with the cheapest plan, then you can always upgrade later to the more expensive one. When should you upgrade your AutoDS account plan? I have the 800 product plan. Yeah, so you just upgrade when you run out of listings. So if you have the 800 product plan and you have 800 items listed, then it's time to upgrade. Otherwise, it's not. Before you upgrade, though, always spend some time going into your eBay account or look on AutoDS at items that haven't been selling and delete a bunch of them. And that will free up some space without you having to actually upgrade your subscriptions on AutoDS. All right. Lego My Ego says, you talked about Amazon dropshipping late last year. I take it that's a no-go. So yeah, right now, late last year, I was looking into dropshipping again on Amazon, and it definitely showed some promise, but TikTok is just too big to ignore, and I decided to go all in with that in terms of my energy for like new enterprises. I went all in with it because I just see it as a much bigger opportunity right now, even than Amazon. And that says something, right? And that's, primarily because products on TikTok can literally go viral in a way they cannot on any other platform like Amazon or even eBay or Facebook. So it's just too big to ignore. And so I'm definitely hopping in on it. I can't say too much, but because there's still some pieces I got to get into place, some people I got to work with, so I can't say for sure. But you're not far off on that one. That's not a new option actually. eBay has had that, something wrong with the buyer's address. But it shouldn't be the same as choosing out of stock. So if you choose this one, you shouldn't get penalized, but you can still get penalized if you do it too often. So as much as possible, you don't want to cancel orders. We try to always ship our customers something. We try to ship our customers something. This is a good idea for a future video, so I will definitely check that out. I'm trying to take a screenshot, so I remember that would make a great video. All right. Zathan says, is there an upfront cost due to the platform holding the money till a shipping label is received by the customer? Yeah. So when you first start when you're drop shipping, the platforms are always going to hold your money for a period of time. They don't release the money to you right after the sale happens. What that means is that you need like a credit card to actually fulfill the orders until the money is actually released to you. This is different for every platform, but this is why it's really important to have a credit card that you can use to actually fulfill the orders. And then once the money's released to you, you can pay off the card and keep the rest as profit. So I don't really call it an upfront cost. It's more like you just have to have access to some capital or credit so that you can be held over until the money is released. Do you scrub your non-performing eBay listings and remove them? If so, how do you do that? Yeah, Frankie, so that's exactly what I just talked about. How you want to delete those items from your store so you don't have to upgrade to a more expensive plan. And you can actually do that inside of AutoDS. It will actually show you how long it's been since an item has sold. Generally speaking, we delete items that haven't sold in the past 30 days. So if it hasn't sold in the past 30 days, if it's a new item that hasn't sold at all, or if it's an item that used to sell and stopped selling, if it's been more than 30 days since a sale, then that item is removed from our store. Now, if you have a lower limit and you're a new seller, maybe you're not making a ton of sales, what I would advise you do is, that's the general rule, the rule of thumb. But if you see that an item you had used to sell and then stop selling, try to figure out why. Sometimes you'll go in there and you realize, oh, I messed something up. I accidentally changed the price of this item, or I purposely changed it, right? The item started selling, I raised the price up, but once I raised it up, it stopped selling. Well, then go ahead and raise it back down so you start making some more sales. Or you might go in there and see, oh, that item is actually not selling because it's out of stock. Maybe it's available on another website, or maybe I can find something similar and sell that one instead, so I can try to pull back in some of those sales that stopped coming in when that item went out of stock. So it's always worth it, especially in the beginning, to do that analysis to try to figure out why an item stopped selling. Because when you first start selling, you want to use that information about what has sold to help you find new products. So if an item is selling, figure out why. Why is this one selling and the other ones aren't? Is it this product? Did I make a better title? Is the pricing better? What is it that is selling this product? And why is it that others aren't selling? And then use that to help you find more winning products. Do you use any software to automate listings on TikTok shops? Yes. Yes, we do. So I use AutoDS for that. So this is one of the cool things, is that AutoDS can be used for multiple different selling platforms. Now, to use AutoDS, you do have to link it through Shopify. So meaning we connect AutoDS to a Shopify account and then Shopify to TikTok Shop. So that is the way that I found works the best. I tried a few other things, but because AutoDS is so they got it dialed in, and because the connection between Shopify and TikTok Shop is solid, it's a really good connection in there, a really good combination. And even though there's that middleman, I think it's worth it. And I'll talk more about that next week, kind of show you an example of that during the training. How can I see success in this business? So I assume you mean drop shipping. So a few key things when it comes to drop shipping, if you're brand new here. One, you want to be selling on a marketplace. Marketplaces include things like eBay, Amazon, Facebook Marketplace, TikTok Shop. That's where customers already are. And especially as a beginner, you don't have to worry about things like marketing your products or building a website. Those things definitely work, but they take more time, they take more expertise. It's better in the beginning to go where the customers already are. Second thing is you want to do product research. Find out what's selling on those platforms and then find similar stuff. And then you need to optimize your listings. Great titles, great keywords in the titles, great main images, great categories, and that's going to help you sell your products over competitors. Is the TikTok training available right now for those who have purchased your eBay course? No, it's going to be live, Oscar. It's going to be next week. So if you purchased my eBay course, you should have received an email this morning about it. If you didn't receive that email, let me know, paul@pauljlipsky.com, because it might be, I might not have sent the email to everyone by mistake. But check your email. And then if it's not in there, you could check the Facebook group. I posted it in the Facebook group. And maybe I will also post it inside the eBay course as well. So I'll see if I can put, I don't know how to do this, but whoa, what did I do? Shoot. That was weird. I tried to take a screenshot and I accidentally. All right. Okay, sorry. I made Oscar's question very small. Okay. Maybe I'll also put it inside the course as well. I'm not sure if I could add a pop-up banner or something, but I'll try that as well. That's going to be earlier than the public one, and there might be some more information in there as well, just honestly because you guys have already bought the eBay course. How do you do Amazon dropshipping? So I'm not dropshipping on Amazon at the moment. But if you are doing Amazon dropshipping, it is very challenging because Amazon is very strict with their metrics. And it's very easy to get banned by Amazon. It's not out of the question, though, to get banned and then get your account back. But it's a pain. It's a pain. And it's just hard. They're very strict with their metrics. So it's not impossible, but it is definitely a challenge. Anytime that happens with AutoDS, just open a ticket with them so that way they're aware of the problem and are able to make their software better. Is there a workaround to getting a Shopify when dropshipping? What do you mean a workaround? Like, is there a way to dropship on TikTok Shop without using Shopify? Is that what you're asking? So there is some software you can use to dropship directly onto TikTok Shop without creating a Shopify account. But like I said, there's a reason I'm doing it the way I am. I like the way AutoDS works. I find that the connection between AutoDS and Shopify is great, and the connection between Shopify and TikTok Shop is great. So I don't want to mess with that. I know it works, and I haven't found other software that I like that has all the features that I want to work with TikTok Shop. All right, Lorenzo's back with another question. Lorenzo says, if you create an LLC before you start your e-commerce business, do you have to give eBay your social security number? Can you give them your EIN number instead of your personal info? So I think you still have to give a social security number. I could be wrong about that. It's been a while since I've set up an account on eBay. If anyone has done it recently, let me know, because I would have to go back in the videos I've made about it to check. But I'm pretty sure you always have to supply a social security number when you're setting up an eBay account, even if you're doing it under a business and have an EIN for that business. What's your question? Can you just input Shopify links to videos? We have to link your entire store. I'm not sure what you mean by that. So maybe you're asking about, I'm going to talk more about this. Is a good question. So I'm going to talk more about this next week during the training. I'll make sure to include that in there. I'm taking a screenshot of it and didn't mess it up this time. I think what you're asking is like, okay, you have to create a Shopify store, you have an AutoDS account, you have a TikTok shop, like that's a lot of stuff you got to manage. It's not because the Shopify store is really just, think of it like a shell. You're not going to be doing anything with your Shopify store. The Shopify store I'm using, it doesn't even have a storefront. I've never worked with themes on it. You can't even go to it and buy anything. It's just a mechanism to connect AutoDS with TikTok Shop. That's all it is, nothing else. And the other thing I really love about using Shopify to do this is that Shopify is totally allowed by TikTok. It's encouraged by TikTok. They expect sellers to connect their Shopify store to TikTok Shop to have another place to sell their products. So if in the future TikTok decides that they don't want people drop shipping onto TikTok Shop or whatever, they're going to have a lot harder time realizing that I'm a drop shipper, because they're going to look and they're just going to see, oh, this person's, they're a real seller because they're connected up to their Shopify store. It looks totally clean and legit, which is what I like, just in case the rules change in the future. So I can't really dive into this, Lorenzo. Lorenzo's asking some complicated tax and legal and business questions about having a holding company that then owns several smaller companies. I can't dive into that because that's getting into like the legal advice sort of situation. And I'm certainly can't give legal advice here on this channel. So what I recommend that you do is you contact a business lawyer that you can tell them all about your specifics for your business. Say, hey, I run this e-commerce business, I run this one, I run this one. Should it be all under one LLC? Should I have several with a holding company? How should I set this up? And they'll be able to give you more personalized advice. Do you work to financial KPIs? What profit margin do you work to? Yeah, so I know what you're asking, but these are things I don't really focus on in business. For me, the bottom line is always the most important thing. How much profit do I have at the end of the month for that month? That is all I really care about, to be honest. And of course, in order to get there, we have to make sure that all of our products are profitable, or as many of them are as many of the sales, I should say, are profitable as possible. Of course, sometimes you're going to sell an item at a loss. Sometimes you're going to lose money for various reasons. That's normal, and that's totally fine. Because again, I don't get emotional about every single sale. What I get emotional about is how much money we made that month. Like, that is the most important thing to me. So as long as those numbers look good, I'm happy. Of course, if something doesn't look good, we're going to go in and figure out what's going on. But yeah. So what was your question? I'm still not. So yeah, so I think I know what you're asking. So when you're selling on TikTok, when you're doing TikTok drop shipping, we're not telling customers or people watching the videos to go buy something from our Shopify store. That's not what we're doing. We are telling people, hey, we're actually listing the products onto TikTok. So I can pull out my phone right now, open up TikTok, and I can actually buy stuff directly on TikTok. Same way you can go onto Facebook and buy stuff on Facebook Marketplace. Same thing for TikTok. I can buy stuff directly on TikTok. That is what we're talking about. We are trying to put items onto TikTok Shop so that people that are on TikTok watching videos can buy our products directly in the TikTok app. Yeah, again, I would open up support ticket with them because they're always trying to make their product better. There have been issues recently with Walmart, unfortunately. So Hopefully it's something they know about and are working on, because you're not the first person to complain about that, unfortunately. Really, I don't think anymore you really need an accountant who specializes in e-commerce. Really, any accountant should be able to answer these basic questions for you. Whether you're e-commerce or not, business is the same. You're still going to get your profit and loss statement. You're still going to get your expenses and your income. So any accountant should be able to help you. Is it oh, here we go. I heard that TikTok is very easy to get banned. Is that true? It is somewhat true for one primary reason, and that's because TikTok is strict about some of their metrics. So they have a whole section when you create an account with them that tells you what you need to look out for. And for instance, one of the things they're really careful about are shipping. They want to make sure that you are shipping out items on time and that customers are getting their items. So you have to stay on top of all of that stuff. Now, luckily, there is room in there, so they're not going to ban you right away. You can get up to 48 what's called violation points. So there's plenty of room in there. You're going to mess up. It's fine to mess up a little bit. And then you're going to get some violation points for that. And then later on, they're going to drop off. So it's okay to get some of these violation points. What's not okay is when you don't know what you're doing. Because when you don't know what you're doing, you're going to quickly accumulate all of those violation points, and then you're kicked off of TikTok and you can't sell on there anymore. So as long as you're staying on top of all of those important things that TikTok wants you to stay on top of, you should be fine with TikTok. Good question. Tyler says, is it almost impossible to start your own product trend off of TikTok without copying everyone else? No, I wouldn't say that at all. So it's definitely a great strategy to look on TikTok, see what's doing well, and to, I wouldn't say directly copy it, but mimic what they're doing, right? Do something similar, sell similar products. But it's certainly not the case that that all you're going to do is be copying other people. Not at all. You're going to have a lot of products that can go viral, super viral, that no one else has sold yet. That's what's crazy about TikTok. Just like with the videos on TikTok, where I really believe anyone can go viral on TikTok, I also believe that any products can go viral on TikTok. And that's what's so insane about it. We're not just making sales. Our products are... I don't understand. I keep playing with my phone, and she heard me and tried to respond. Not only are we selling products, the products are literally going viral on TikTok. It's just like, I can't even explain how incredible it is. And that can happen for any products. Awesome. Antonio got the email. Great. If someone asks, hey, where do I start? eBay or TikTok? Definitely seen your last lives get more pumped off TikTok. Yeah, I mean, one of the reasons TikTok is so exciting right now is not just because it's new. Something new is always exciting. It always gets me fired up because it kind of like lights a spark under me. Like, I'm excited to do something new. I'm excited to try something new, to dive into it. It's also got me excited because it's still so new, it is a huge opportunity. And people don't know how to sell on TikTok Shop. They just don't. A lot of the people that are jumping into TikTok Shop are people who have experience selling on Shopify, which is a completely different beast, completely different. And the tactics that work there don't work on marketplaces. So they're doing it just wrong. But people like us who have experience on marketplaces, we know the right way to do this. We just got to adapt it for TikTok Shop. So yeah, I'm excited for that just because it is so new and because it is so untapped and because I know that we're able to do it in a way that other people don't know how to do. So it is a big opportunity for us right now. Oh, I'm not sure. What? Aren't you worried about? Oh, TikTok gathering your information. Yeah, I mean, I'm a big, honestly, I'm a just like, yeah. So let me say this. I'm actually a very big privacy person. I really care about my personal privacy. I actually don't have TikTok on my phone that I bring around with me. I have TikTok on like an old phone that I keep at home. I use very private like email servers. Like I'm very privacy conscious, whatever the word is. But the thing is, above that, I want to make money. And that's what I care about more than my privacy, is making good money. So yeah, I mean, for me, like, if you want to do well in business, you have to be willing to play the game. And TikTok has created an incredible game with a lot of opportunity. And there's no way in heck I'm going to pass on that opportunity and not take advantage of it. So yeah, I gave TikTok all the information they wanted, and I'm totally happy doing that because I want to get a piece of that. I know it is just so big and such a huge opportunity that it's totally worth it, in my opinion. So Frankie says, I do Amazon dropshipping, and although they have so many rules, the sales velocity for a listing can yield lots of money. Yeah, man, exactly. Like I said, if you get it to work, it works fantastically, but you got to stay on top of those rules because it can be rough. I'm sure you know, Frankie. It can be rough. Frankie, killing it on Amazon, Macari, killing it, man. Happy to see that. So this is part of the secret sauce. How do you generate demand for products on TikTok Shop? I'll be talking about that next week because it's actually a lot easier than you think. AutoDS working for WordPress? I don't know about that. What are you doing with WordPress and dropshipping? Kind of confused by that. Do you have your email account for multiple locations on? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by our email account for multiple locations? No, it's not the same. Not using the same method as AutoDS. They're using AfterShip. The reason for that is because they talk to someone else who's doing. They made a prior video before that where they were talking with someone else who was doing TikTok Shop dropshipping, and they were using AfterShip. I don't think that's necessary at all. So I've made a lot more streamlined, easier system than what they've set up. Yeah. So I'm gonna talk about Shopify during the training as well. Let me take a lot of screenshots because you guys have great questions. I want to make sure I get them all answered during the training. So I'm taking screenshots of all these really good questions that I want to make sure I cover. So what have you tried so far, Sticky Clips? Because I have a lot of videos about how to do product research. That's what you want to focus in on. I mean, it's a system, product research. It's a formula. It's finding products that people want to buy that they're already buying, and then finding some similar stuff to sell. So you just got to dive into the software and actually do the product research. I kind of already answered this, Julie. Again, I'm a big privacy person. I care about my privacy, but I also care about making money. And for me, it is very much worth it because TikTok, I think, is just a huge opportunity. So I'm not worried about it. I'm very happy that I signed up for it because it's been worth it. You can just, a $0. You can, Facebook has something on their app where you can kind of see trending products, but honestly, it's not great. Really, the best way to do it is with some software. You can try Zeek for like $1, Zeek. So maybe check that out. Yeah, you're going to be fine. Even if you've never had a TikTok account or never a Shopify account, you're still going to be taking a screenshot of it. That's a good question, Oscar. You're still going to be able to use dropship on TikTok Shop. No. Okay, so I'll dive into the suppliers we use more next week, but we do not dropship from China on TikTok Shop. That is a huge mistake. And again, like that's like sort of like the crazy stuff that some of these like gurus are talking about on YouTube, who think they know what they're talking about because they've sold in Shopify in the past. It is a terrible mistake to dropship from like AliExpress. A terrible mistake to dropship from AliExpress onto TikTok Shop. No, you don't have to niche down. Oscar, I'm going to like hire you to help me put together this presentation. Oh, shoot, I did again. Because you're asking great questions, man. So for those of you wondering what the heck just happened there, I have like the screenshot tool, and there's 2 shortcuts for it. One just takes a regular screenshot, and the other one takes a screenshot while scrolling down. So you can do it on like a web page. And I keep doing the one that's scrolling down, which is causing it to like get super small. So I'm sorry. I'll try to get better at memorizing my screenshot shortcuts. You actually do not have to ever make any videos on TikTok to sell products. You can, but you don't have to. And again, I'll talk about why that is during the training next week. Yeah, if you have a UK account, you actually can sell on eBay.com. It's included in the eBay UK account. You don't even have to set up another account. Yes, DJ. Awesome, man. I appreciate that, man. So DJ wants to know, do you report sales with Facebook Marketplace with your EIN? When you apply, they don't let you. Yeah, you can't do that. It's under your social security number. So you'll get a 1099 under your social security number. It's a huge pain. But again, that's one of those things that like when I was setting up Facebook Marketplace, I was like, oh man, I'm like really annoyed that you can't sign up under an EIN. And like I was really frustrated by that. And then I stepped back and was like, do I want to make money? Yeah. Okay. And I signed up. And same thing with TikTok Shop. I'm like, oh, I do have maybe some privacy concerns about this, but I'm like, do I want to make money? Yeah. So go ahead and sign up. You can't play the game if you're not in it. And sometimes you don't set the rules for the game. That's okay. Because sometimes the game is totally worth playing it. And these games are 100% worth playing, but you got to be in it. And you're not going to be in it if you don't get signed up and don't actually do it. That I don't know about, to be honest. I'm sorry, I can't help you there. You can try that. You could also see what's popular on like what Shopify sellers are pushing, what they're selling successfully in Shopify, and then go ahead and sell those products. So Frankie, I'm worried. I get a little worried about using wholesale dropshipping on TikTok. Again, just because TikTok is so strict with their shipping times and their shipping metrics, I want to use suppliers that I've used a lot and that I know will ship quickly. And even if I worked with wholesale suppliers in the past to maybe have faster shipping times, they just don't have the logistics down like some of these big brand retailers. So that's why for now, I'm just sticking with that when it comes to TikTok Shop. Appreciate it. Thank you. Random question, but what type of music do you listen to? I don't have time to listen to music, Frankie. I wake up at 4 a.m. and I work out for 3 hours before taking a cold bath. And then I put earphones in all day and I listen to self-help books and economists. And then I go ahead and run about 15 miles. And then I work on my dropshipping stores while listening to podcasts to further my education on e-commerce. So I don't have time for music. Don't have time for it. I'm not sure what you're asking about. AutoDS. Yeah, I'm not following you, to be honest. That's up to you. You don't need an LLC before hiring a VA. So Amazon is one of the suppliers we use. Yeah. Yeah, again, it's just about getting the right products and optimizing them. So that's how you're going to get people looking at your products on Facebook Marketplace. Okay, so when looking for a product on Zeek, is a product that has one sale in 30 days, is that enough, or are there other things you should look for too? So I wouldn't say one in 30 days is enough. We look for at least a few sales in the past 30 days, and the higher the better. I usually say at least 3, but honestly, more than that's better. Like if you see an item that's selling like every other day, so it has 15 sales in the past 30 days or 10 sales, that's a much better indication that that is a trending product that people are really interested in. So personally, I don't think 1 in 30 days is going to be enough. What's the workaround to using autofulfill by AutoDS because it's an added expense? Yeah, so AutoDS does have a way that it can automatically order items for you. And that works really well with some suppliers like Amazon. And quite frankly, if you're going to dropship from Amazon, I think realistically, the only way to do it is using autofulfill by AutoDS and using their accounts, not using your own accounts. Meaning AutoDS can actually order items for you using your Amazon accounts, but I don't recommend you do that because your Amazon Prime account is just going to get shut down. Use their Prime accounts. They'll worry about accounts getting shut down. So yeah, that's what I would recommend if you're dropshipping from Amazon. If you don't want to use their service, there are some other ones that I have not personally tried. I know of 2 others. I'm totally blanking on the name. Maybe it's called, is that the name of it? No, I'm totally blanking on the name of the software. And then there's a company where they actually like manually place all the orders. And I haven't tried either of those. I like that this is built into AutoDS and they're like a reputable company that's been around. So that's the way that I do it. Otherwise, you just got to place orders manually. Yes, it does, because Zeek Zeek uses data from eBay, so it's able to see what's popular and selling well on eBay. But if we see items are doing well on eBay, there's a really good chance they're also going to do well on Facebook Marketplace. So yeah. Let me see if I can find that software I was thinking of. No, that was, what the heck is the name of it? Well, no, that was it. It was Arbiship. I don't know why I thought that wasn't it, but it's Arbiship. That's the one that I was thinking of. But again, I've never used it myself. Okay. DJ says, I've been using TurboScanner. Great. TurboScanner is great on Zeek. Do you have any criteria? For example, if product has 10 plus on Amazon in the past 30 days, depends where you're selling it. I mean, if the data is available, I like to see what's actually selling on the marketplace I'm selling on. So like you could see that, what's selling well on eBay. But for like something like Facebook Marketplace where you don't have that information, then yeah, you want to see what's popular and selling well on Amazon. 10 sales in the past 30 days on Amazon is not a lot. So I would definitely be looking for a lot more for Amazon products. I'm not sure how long the $1 trial is. If you use this link, it will give you the most, but I'm not sure even how long that is. I think it's, I'm not sure actually. It's a week or a month. But just click the link and it'll tell you. All right, so what I will do now is pull up for you all this page. So what I have for you right here is, so I just want to remind you guys that the training is going to be next week. So you can click the first link in the description down below to register. I'm also dropping the link in the chat. And this will be live. So if you're watching this live video in the future, this is probably not going to be available. But for those of you watching in real time, you can go ahead and click that link, get registered. It is next week, like I said. I'm only doing one of them. So if you want to actually watch it, make sure you do register for this live training. Get signed up. We're going to be covering my entire new dropshipping automation machine and how I'm using it on TikTok Shop, how I've used it on eBay, and on Facebook. There's going to be a big emphasis on TikTok Shop though. So definitely come check it out. I'll show you how we get products to absolutely go viral. And I think you guys are absolutely going to love it. And I think these changes, like I said, I think you're really going to love them as well. I really hope so. So anyways, come to that. We have another live Q&A next week, another one after that, and then that will be the last regularly scheduled live Q&A ever. So yeah, we'll get all sentimental and teary-eyed then. But for now, everyone just enjoy your week, sign up for the training, and then I'll see you next week. Bye for now.